What's going on? Welcome back everyone to another FPL video. My name is Mo and today we're going to be going through the top 5 picks for game week 30 for the FPL season 2020-2021. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Help me get to 500 subscribers. I've almost reached 200 subscribers, and if you guys can get me to the 500 subscriber mark before the end of the season, I'll win the bet against my mate and win a PS5. If you like this video, hit the like icon and hit the notification icon to get latest notifications of when my content is released. So let's not waste any further time and let's get stuck in for who I believe are the top 5 picks for game week 30 FPL season 2020-2021. So, number 1 for me is going to be Bruno Fernandes, owned by 56.4% of managers, 209 points, 11.5 million in price. He's playing Brighton at home. Now, the last time they played Brighton, as you guys can see from here, which was the second game in the season, he got a double-digit game week return, which was 12 points with 1 goal and 1 assist, and he scored that penalty after the whistle had gone for full time because there was like a handball incident when we had that ridiculous handball rule at the start of the season where if it hit your arm or your anywhere along your arm, it was given a penalty at any cost. So he scored that, and I think that with Brighton anyway, yes, they played well recently. I think they are susceptible to conceding, and I think United are going to be, the way they kind of play against each other, Brighton will come out wanting to score, and I think most of United's play comes through Bruno anyway. And I just have a really good inkling about Bruno generally for this week, why I believe he's a top 5 pick. I also picked him as number 1 as captain choice for me as well. I don't know, I just have a really good feeling about Bruno Fernandes in general for this game week, and why not? He's going to be my captain, so he's my number 1 pick automatically for this game week. If you look at his general returns in the last 5 game weeks, he's got 31 points, and he's got 3 returns with 2 goals and 1 assist with 2 double-digit returns against Man City and Newcastle. So he's always there or thereabouts. And the games, where he hasn't even participated, he's still got 3 points in every single game against Chelsea, Crystal Palace, West Ham. So why not? Even if he blanks, he'll get you 6 points. But I think because of the high percentage of, people having him as ownership, I think it's definitely worth considering being number 1 for my game week pick. At number 2, I've chosen Harry Kane, owned by 45% of managers. For me, he's number 2 pick for this game week 30. Great form. He's been in really good form for England. It's for Spurs as well. Has some really good returns recently. He's got 6 returns in his last 5 game weeks. He's got 4 goals and 2 assists. Yes, he's going to miss Son, but it's against Newcastle. I think the favourable fixture for Spurs itself. The only concern I have with Spurs is I don't want them to go through that philosophy of Mourinho where he kind of parks the bus after 1 goal. I need them to have the kind of like mindset against Burnley where they won 4-0 and Crystal Palace where they won 4-1 for Harry Kane really to kind of like deliver the goods that he usually promises. So for me, obviously, Bale, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? You've got Lascelles, so Lamela should be back. Son, the fitness is 50-50 at the moment. There's no kind of clarity of when he'll return. But if he doesn't, I still think Kane's going to be a good shout. Weak defence of Newcastle, might get a penalty, could even score from a set piece free kick. So Spurs, if they can perform to their potential, can score 3, 4, 5 goals on the day, and Harry Kane obviously is going to be a main part of the setup for being part of Newcastle's kind of like demise in terms of the attacking returns for Spurs. So that is Harry Kane at number 2. At number 3, I have chosen Paul Pogba. Pogba's just returned from injury. He scored that amazing goal against AC Milan, which took them through to the next stage of the Europa League. I think Pogba has a lot to prove generally to United fans. He's been out for a while, so he's kind of hungry for that success. And if he wants to live up to his kind of like, word of his agent back in December, where they were like, he wants to move away from United, there's no better time than now because he'll kind of push for the national squad, which he'll definitely be part of for France if fit. But plus, if he wants to move on from United, he's got to play well to get the kind of big contract / big transfer fee as well. So Pogba at the moment is only owned by around 1.5% of managers. If you guys can look this season so far, he has been injury prone, not played for many weeks. 3 goals, 2 assists. He's always there or thereabouts. So why not? That's why I brought him in at number 3. He's been in really good form. I've seen some really good minutes under his belt against teams for United against AC Milan. So why not? Let's see if he can shake things up a bit, kind of give you a differential aspect. So he's my 3rd pick for this game week, who I think can give you guys a good return. He's probably going to, be in or around the offensive part. And if they can really get behind the kind of like Brighton defence, then Paul Pogba, is someone who's likes to lead from the front and kind of let the opposition know that he's there or thereabouts to take advantage of any loose balls or, situations in the box where he can put his foot through the ball and take advantage of the situation. At number 4, I'm going to be choosing Iheanacho. Now, they are playing Man City at home. It's a tough picture, tough fixture on paper. But if you look at the bigger picture, he's playing against his old club. This is probably the best form he's been in since he's been part of the Premier League for me. He's got some really good returns. And I think he'll have a point to prove against his old club. So let's look at his last 4 game weeks. So he didn't play against Villa there. He's got 2, 18, 20, 37. So he's got 37 points in the last 4 games. And he's got 4 of his 6 goals this season in the last 3 games. He got a hat-trick against Sheffield. Yes, Sheffield against City, in terms of comparison, it's a huge differential. But why not? He's probably in a really good form, and I think he's going to link up really well with the players around him, such as Tielemans. You've got Mendy in the midfield. You've got Jamie Vardy. And then you also got some really good wing backs as well. So Iheanacho will have a point to prove, owned by around nearly 3% of managers, only 5.7%. So I think it's a really good pick to have because Man City, obviously, they're defensively sound as it is, but Leicester are someone who can really get in and around and behind and hit them on the break, really go for it. There's been a bit of a break, so it might allow Man City to be a bit fragile or kind of take their eye off the ball. Could start thinking about European games, FA Cup semi-final, League Cup final, Champions League. There's all these things to think about. So maybe someone like an Iheanacho who's hungry for success or wants to make a point to his old former club, this may be the week for him to do it. And there's no better time in terms of form-wise. Someone who's coming in with 5 goals in his last 3 games. I don't see why they are not someone to be considering, even if it is Man City, who Leicester will be playing. So at number 4 for me comes in Iheanacho. At number 5, last but not least, my 5th pick of this game week is Che Adams. Now, Southampton in this game week are playing Burnley at home. Burnley have been a bit of a mixed bag. They've been either really sound in the games they play and they can keep a clean sheet, but when they do concede, it can be a lot of goals that they concede. For those 90 minutes. He's owned by around 5.3% of managers, just under £6 million. And because of the injury to Danny Ings, he's been part of the setup up front for Southampton, along with Armstrong, Ward-Prowse. He's someone who's really hungry for success and kind of looking to link up with those players to get the returns for Southampton. So, in the last, let's check 5 game weeks, he's got 4 plus 12, 16, 24 points return. With 3 goals, he scored a goal in each game. So he's in and around, and he's got 2 bonus points as well against Brighton, where he scored and got the winner. So Che Adams, for me, is someone who's gone under the radar. At the start of the season, I was considering him. Didn't really quite hit the form that I expected from him, so I kind of never really went for him. But ever since his last kind of like introduction to the team because of the injury to Danny Ings that he picked up a couple of weeks ago, I think he's really shown his worth and he's come into form at the right time. Yes, they've got, I think, a friendly fixture this game week against Burnley, and then we can take it from there to see if we want to keep him in for the remainder of the game. Let's see what games he has after. He has West Brom, so I think even against West Brom, it should be a good game for him to potentially get a return, and then he has 2 blank game weeks. But Che Adams is someone who's, in and around the area. He likes to put his kind of like, what's the right word to say? He likes to put himself in positions where, he can be someone who can really attack the ball and put it behind, even into other players' paths in terms of a return. But I think he's one of those players that in and around the 6-yard box, a bit like Harry Kane, who will wait for the loose ball, pounce on it, and kind of put his foot through it when needed. So for me, Che Adams is someone worth considering for this game week 30 as my 5th top pick. So those were the top 5 picks for me. Bruno Fernandes, Harry Kane, Paul Pogba, definitely worth considering him. Iheanacho, why not? He's playing Man City. Get him in, guys. Get him into your squads, and Che Adams, as we've discussed here. So these are my top 5 picks for this game week. Put in the comment sections, leave me a comment. Have I chosen these top 5 picks that you're considering in your team? Have I not picked anyone that you guys think I should have picked and you're considering? Let me know what your thoughts are. Also, let me know who you guys are thinking of kind of bringing in for this game week, who are in your radar or who I haven't discussed. Let me know, and we can actually go through it in a bit more detail. In addition, if you like what you've seen, hit the like button, hit the subscription button to subscribe to my channel, and also hit the notifications icon as well. Help me get to 500 subscribers, guys. Thank you once again for viewing my content. This is FPL INKLING, and my name is Mo, and I'll come back with some more content and live streams for FPL for this season 2020-2021. Best of luck for this game week. Let me know any of the tips that I said came good for you, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.